Battle Through the Heavens. Chapter 15. Xiaoyan's Rapid Cultivation and Dou Skill Practice. The continent's relentless hunt for invaluable magical cores underscores the constant struggle for power and vital resources. Such profound energies are often harnessed through unique means for rapid advancement. Now, within a shimmering emerald liquid, Xiaoyan intently cultivates, pushing the boundaries of his Dou Qi.
Warm sunlight streamed through the window, dappling the clean room with light. Inside, the naked youth sat cross-legged in a wooden tub. His hands formed strange, intricate seals before him. Eyes closed, his breath held a steady rhythm. Within the tub, an emerald liquid shimmered. Its surface caught the light, reflecting odd, faint glints, almost magical. His chest rose and fell in a gentle rhythm. As his cultivation continued, the liquid slowly released wisps of blue Dou Qi. They drifted up, then flowed into his body with each steady breath. The Qi entered his system. A gentle, jade-like glow bloomed on his youthful face. He sensed his Dou Qi growing fuller, richer. A smile touched his lips. Despite reaching a crucial stage, the youth did not stop. His eyes stayed shut, his hand seals unmoving. He focused his spirit, holding his peak cultivation state, greedily absorbing the gentle energy from the green liquid. The green liquid soaked into his skin. It seeped through every pore, entering his body to nurture his bones and cleanse his meridians. His movements showed no sign of stopping. More qi streamed from the tub, shrouding his naked form in a faint, misty veil. Lost in strenuous cultivation, time slipped away. The sunlight faded, and the sweltering heat outside slowly cooled. Inside the wooden tub, Xiaoyan drew the last wisp of qi into his body. His closed eyelids fluttered. A moment later, his dark eyes snapped open. White light still shone in his dark eyes, but now a faint blue tinge joined it. He let out a slow breath. His bright eyes blinked. Then he sprang to his feet, letting cold water droplets cascade off him. He stretched, a reluctant yawn escaping him. Feeling his Dou Qi surge, full and strong like 3 years ago, a thrill ran through him.
At this rate,
He whispered to himself.
I might break through to the 5th stage of Dou Qi in just 2 months.
Since gathering everything he needed, Xiaoyan had spent over half a month in his room. For those 2 weeks, he did little but eat, attend to basic needs, and cultivate in seclusion. Though the days of cultivation were monotonous, they meant little to Xiaoyan. He had endured 3 years of scorn and mockery. Those 3 years showed him the true weight of power on this continent. The arduous cultivation of these past days yielded results that filled him with joy. The spirit liquid Yaolao refined held potent medicinal power. Its effects far exceeded even Xiaoyan's and Yaolao's expectations. They had thought, despite the liquid's strength, Xiaoyan would need at least a month to reach the 4th stage of Dou Qi. Yet he managed to cut that time in half. Even Yaolao could not help but feel astonished by Xiaoyan's cultivation efficiency. While Xiaoyan's past experience played a part, such speed felt impossible. The foundational stages of Dou Qi cultivation were the hardest. Many took 10, even 20 years to complete the first 10 stages of Dou Qi. That was not uncommon. Of course, once a practitioner became a dozi, cultivation sped up. Before becoming a dozi, one might only advance a single stage of Dou Qi in a year. After, they might advance several stages in the same time frame. The stark contrast in cultivation speed made Xiaoyan's progress over the last half-month truly alarming. Xiaoyan stepped from the tub without a care. He glanced back at the dwindling green liquid, its stored energy absorbed by him. He shook his head helplessly.
Will this last another half month of cultivation?
He muttered. He wiped the remaining water from his body, then casually pulled on clean clothes. He sat on the bed and retrieved a black iron shard from beneath his pillow. Xiao had carefully cleaned the shard. It now gleamed with a subtle luster, radiating a mysterious aura. For the past half-month, aside from cultivation, Xiao poured all his focus into this low-grade Xuan-rank dou skill. Under Yao Lao's guidance, Xiao gradually grasped the mechanics of the suction palm. But the meager dou qi in his body meant he hadn't yet seen its true effect. A hint of regret touched him. He pressed the iron shard between his hands. Xiao eyes slowly closed. His spiritual sense followed his arm, tracing a familiar path into the iron shard. With Xiao steady breaths, the room settled into silence once more. Another long stretch of quiet passed. Then, Xiao eyes on the bed snapped open. His right hand curled, forming a claw. The sparse dou qi in his body, guided by his will, swiftly coursed through the meridians and acupoints of his hand. Then, a suction force burst forth. A sharp crack filled the air. On the table, a vase shuddered, then toppled. It hit the floor with a crisp shatter, breaking into countless pieces.
Damn it!
He muttered, a slight pout on his lips.
Even if this Dao skill is Shan rank, my Dao Qi is too weak. It barely unleashed any power.
He looked at the destruction he'd caused, shaking his head.
To truly draw someone in with this, I'd need at least 7-stage Dou Qi. All right then, I should visit the family's Dou skill hall and see if there are any suitable low-grade Dou skills. Suction palm won't be much use in the short term. Now that I can cultivate Dou Qi, I can't be foolish and just train aimlessly anymore.
He took a deep breath, slid off the bed, and glanced at the black ring. Then he pushed open the door and stepped out. He squinted against the sudden sunlight. Once his eyes adjusted, Xiao carefully closed the door. He ambled along the gravel path, heading toward the back courtyard. Ancient, verdant trees lined the path, invigorating his spirit. He turned a corner. From another path, the sound of girls' laughter drifted over. The quiet air shattered. Xiao frowned, looking toward the sound. A group of giggling girls approached. Among the beautiful maidens, one girl with a bewitching face stood out. Her lips parted in a smile, a beguiling charm spreading across her face. It made the innocent girls beside her feel a touch of inferiority.
This was Xiao Mei, the girl who had made such a splash at the testing square. His indifferent gaze swept over the beautiful girl who once constantly called him cousin. A flicker of mockery crossed Xiao youthful face. He shook his head, then pulled his gaze away, no regret in his eyes. As he reached the end of the path, Xiao Mei's alluring laughter suddenly faded, her eyes fixed on the youth to her left, not far away. The sunset light, fading at the horizon, illuminated the youth. His hands were clasped behind his head, his face cool, almost spellbinding. Eyes that could ensnare souls watched him approach. She saw his face, but couldn't tell if he was smiling or mocking. A sudden, inexplicable unease seized Xiao Mei. 3 years ago, that youth's lips had always held a captivating smile.